No, I didn't know.
No.
But no, I could only hear my husband's name, and I knew that she wanted to
To
speak
speak
to
to
him.
him.
But I didn't know how to say to her that he was in the bath and he couldn't come to the phone. When I first, before I came to England, UK, and I was worried that I couldn't speak English, and someone
So
said,
did you not speak English at all when you first came to the UK?
no, I couldn't. I learned English at school. I only studied up to inter, and then I got married very young.
Right.
I couldn't speak fluent English or anything like that. But
Mm.
then again, I couldn't understand the accent. That was very, very
I still
difficult.
struggle with that accent
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, and but later on, when
Well, how did you go from being somebody who
yeah,
couldn't speak, couldn't say more than 2 words on the phone to
yeah,
somebody calling for your husband to writing
yeah.
a novel in it? How did you go
Yeah,
from that to this?
from that, I'll tell you. So anyway, she must have got frustrated and she put the phone down.
Mm.
Because why I said yes, no, fine. In the end, I said thank you because only those four words someone said in India before I came to this country. Just say yes, no, fine, and thank you, you'll be fine. That's
Actually,
why I
that's
was.
not too far from the truth.
No, but I was using those words. And then later on, when my husband came out of the bathroom, I told him that what happened. And immediately he phoned the hospital. And the nurse told him everything, whole of our
Was he
conversation.
laughing?
You could see his face, how embarrassed he was, that because it was an important call. And then that evening when he came home, he brought some women's magazines with
For
him
you to.
for me. And then he said, that's it, you are going to learn English.
That's right. So was it self-taught? Then you just
It was
started,
self-taught, yeah.
reading books and
But
magazines.
yeah, he bought me a dictionary as well.
Hmm.
So that night, while he was studying for his MRCP exams, and
You were studying for your
I was
English.
studying English magazines
Yeah.
with a dictionary on my side.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't understand, anything in that magazine. So next day, what I did was I went to the library and got children's books, basic children's
Just
books.
yeah. Well,
And
that's very admirable that you took it upon yourself to
yeah, yeah,
teach,
I wanted
learn
to.
a brand new language,
Yeah.
and then master it. It's one thing to learn it
Yes,
conversationally,
yeah.
but to master it is quite an achievement.
Thank you. I just started like that, and then slowly, I used to read teenage books,
Novels
novels,
and,
and
and
then
progress up the age group.
slowly, gradually,
Yeah.
I, a friend, and I used to talk to local people as well, my neighbors and people
Mm.
like that. So I became friends with an English woman called Shirley, and
And she helped you with.
she asked me, she introduced me to these novels.
Hmm.
She gave me, first of all, I still remember The Dwelling Place by Catherine Cookson.
Right. Okay.
She lent me that book, and I read it 15 days, maybe more, I think, with the dictionary. Whole day, I sat down whole day and night, and sometimes I used to read the same page twice or
That's right.
thrice
That's
until
right.
I
And with the
understood.
dictionary,
With the
highlighting the words that you
dictionary,
don't
until
understand.
I understood
Yeah.
every single word.
It's
So
been
that's
quite a journey for you, and to reach
yes,
a
it
point
was.
where you have now just finished, just published your debut novel,
Yeah.
which in my book is an amazing read. And
Thank you.
I really did enjoy it. And there's a
Thank
lot
you,
of themes
Sanyya.
from this book that we've covered in Broken Silence.
Uh-huh.
And this is why I think it's such an honor to have you here, because you've covered a lot of things that we've talked about already and a lot of things we're going to talk about in our upcoming season.
Yeah.
We'll be back with Hema Marchela in just a little while. You're watching Broken Silence. We'll be back after this short break. Hi, welcome back to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya Gardez. Joining me today is a very special guest. It's Indian-born writer Hema Marchela with her debut novel, The Breeze from the River Manjeera. Hema, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to pick up on some of the themes and some of the subjects that you wrote about in your book.
Yeah,
now, the main character, Neela, and not a lot of our viewers might have read this book, but the main character, Neela, goes through a really turbulent life.
Yeah.
Arranged forced marriage, domestic abuse, and once she becomes a widow, she is molested and sexually
Yes.
harassed.
Yeah.
Now, we've been trying to put a show together on rape and incest, but what we're finding is that South Asians have a very difficult time
Yes.
uh, talking about these things. And
Exactly.
we know
True.
that it's a
Yeah.
fact that there incest and rape and
Oh,
sexual
yes.
abuse is
Yeah.
very prevalent
Mm.
within our community.
Yes.
Yet we're really reluctant to take the step and be vocal about it.
Yes.
So I do admire you for mentioning it in your book. Now, did you have any feedback from people who read the book about the themes that you've covered in the book?
Yes, yeah, I had some feedback from the people. Yes, they said they had similar experiences, but they would be very very afraid to come out to talk to anyone else, because one thing is they are really scared of speaking out. What happened to them. Again, it's the society, how they, if they come to know that what happened to them, the society, they are scared that society might treat them differently. They might not respect them, even though it's not their fault. So all these issues are there for them to, come out and talk about these things.
What is your hope for this book in terms of just on some of the subjects that you've touched upon?
Yes.
Just in terms of rape and sexual abuse now, that's something that's been covered in this book. What is your hope for people that read this book?
I hope that people shouldn't go through all this. I mean, they have to put a stop to these things. Uh, and so many people are suffering behind the closed doors. And they should come out and at least seek help, that they shouldn't suffer whole of their lives like that. They should come out and seek help, or go out and take their own life into their own hands and be independent. I mean, not only emotionally but financially as well.
And that's I think that's key. I think that a lot of women that and you've been in that situation. A lot of women that come from the subcontinent that come
Yes.
from South Asia
Yeah.
don't have the financial independence.
No,
So
they don't.
whatever abuse is being inflicted on them, whether it's emotional or physical or
Yeah.
sexual,
Yes.
they are just suffering in silence.
Yes, they
Because
are. Yeah.
they're been told, and as you say in this book, the mother-in-law tells her daughter-in-law, "We bought you here,
Yes,
so
yeah.
you are here. You should be grateful to us."
Yes, exactly. That's right, yeah. Even, I mean, some women, even though they are working financially independent, they couldn't get out because of the fear, I think. I mean, they should get over that fear.
What's the fear? I mean,
Fear of, uh, uh, I mean, not being able to find their own, you know,
I guess just or the fear of trying to make it on their own. You think it is?
live on their own. The fear of living on their own, fear of society abandoning them, and things like that. I mean, fear of um, losing respect. Not only
That's a
for
big
them,
one.
for their own family as well. Because you know that in our Asians, they talk about about these people without any respect.
About you
Yeah.
mean about
And the people who
brides?
leave their husbands, abusive husbands,
Oh,
or
of course, yes.
families,
Yeah.
or if they are taking their own lives in their own hands.
They're being independent, you get labeled.
Yes,
You know,
yeah, you get labeled
that's
that.
right.
Oh, she left her husband, and as if it's her own fault.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when we did do a show on Asian divorcees, and we
Yes.
spoke to Asian women who've been divorced,
Yeah.
they all agree that when an Asian woman is divorced or leaves her husband for whatever reason,
Yeah.
nobody ever questions the man. It is always the woman's
Always
fault.
women's fault. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now, Neela didn't leave her husband. Her husband died,
Yes.
and she was left a young widow.
Yes.
And the way you describe what happens to her and how she, as a widow, is now considered bad luck and unfortunate, that still happens today.
Oh yes, still happening. It was happening.